We're live on TikTok, and we should be live on Restream. We're good. We're rocking. We're still playing Infinity Nikki. Darby fucking trapped us in Infinity Nikki hell. We're only ever playing Infinity Nikki.
On this tail, I know that you're doing the order. Am I cutting this out to make room, or is this kind of like what are we doing here? I know this is a chevron.
Yes, you can do the chevron, you can do the rest of the tail. I need this cut out, and then I need it given to me with a piece of paper that I can trace onto.
Do you need like cardstock?
We need to scan it, so,
no.
Welcome on in, everyone.
So I am going to cut this out just now then?
Yes. Can you rate my song? 10. There you go, I've rated your song.
I don't have my stuff.
Do you have tips for making flopped ears? I would always recommend having some sort of weight at the end of the ears to flop them.
Hello, Switzerland.
Then, like, I like the little, like the Beanie Baby beans. Those are my favorite thing to put at the end of the ears.
Anti-furry's back again.
Welcome back to the party, Anti-Furry. Thanks for coming. We're happy to have you.
I felt a little bad. People were being mean to him yesterday.
Like, okay, I have to ask, Anti-Furry, are you, like, genuinely anti-furry? Is it a bit? I went and looked at your profile, and you don't, like, post anything that's, like, explicitly anti-furry, but you do say in your bio that you are anti-furry. Is it a bit, or are you, like, you actually don't like furries, but you've decided that we're cool? I have to know. I have to know.
Incredibly curious. Oh, thanks, Elliot.
How do you attach teeth? Do you use hot glue or super glue? We use a like heavier grade, like more industrial hot glue to attach 3D printed teeth, but you got to make sure that you use like sandpaper, like a rough sandpaper to scratch up the bottoms because they need to be scratched up to grab on better. Says sometimes. All right.
Okay.
Whatever floats your boat.
I'm so hyped for the Insta giveaway.
Yes, it'll be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And I know we're embroidering this controller.
Yes.
Does that mean this portion of the tail needs to be shaved? Or are we going to kind of see... what we could do is shave a piece for the controller and then...
Well, I was going to do the controller in like a beaver shag.
Okay, so then for this kind of hole, you're hoping to embroider the controller and then set in the controller for the hole?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Is the entire controller just going to be embroidery? Like, what's the...
I'm going to embroider on top of like black fur.
Okay.
Yes, I'm just embroidering the little details on top.
And then we're cutting out...
Hello, everyone. Let me know if this is too loud, by the way.
Hand sewing it in.
Yes. Yeah.
And it needs to be two halves of the controller, or are you going to embroider it as a whole piece?
I'm hoping that I can connect it at the top slightly because I have a marking that overlaps its center.
Okay.
And so I'm hoping that it can like slightly connect at the top. Ah.
Alrighty. Well, I'll get this cut out then.
David said, oh, this is why the app's getting banned. Yes, arts and crafts, the U.S. government's worst enemy.
Yeah.
Tragic.
They call me the drink.
Beautiful. Heyo, welcome. Rip TikTok. Rip TikTok. Today might be our last ever live stream on TikTok. Or
So
maybe
sad.
not.
Oh, I saw that video you sent me about TikTok getting banned and all that information.
Yeah.
From that really pretty news lady.
I love the pretty news lady.
She's great.
Where do you sort the blue fur on that suit? I think it's, oh gosh, it's from Big Z Fabric. I think it's aqua from Big Z Fabric.
Here for the motivation. Welcome. Where'd you get the ears on your head?
We got the ears from Anthro Aesthetics. They are super talented. We love them.
For this scan, you need it as one whole piece?
Yes. Oh, it's a busy day in the office. I am working on getting eyes all glued together and put together for installation. And then Dylan is behind me. If you're on Twitch or YouTube, you can see him. He's actually shaving fur right now. We highly recommend, if you do like consuming our content, to hop over to Twitch and YouTube. You get a better view of the office, and they're not getting banned in the United States. So we'll be over there.
I feel sad for all of the TikTok creators that have like made their brands and stuff on TikTok, and they just won't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, it does make it tough.
This is not perfectly flat and symmetrical. I'm still reflecting though, yeah?
Yes, just see if you can connect it at the top of the controller. That's the main goal. So glad you guys are streaming now. Your work is truly inspirational. Coming from a new fursuit maker. We've been streaming for a long time, but we're trying to get better about doing it more regularly. We're hoping to...
Kind of where it sat, so I just wanted to see if you wanted this closer.
You know what? That'll be fine. That'll be fine. Perfect. Thank you. So, can you give me the pattern piece?
Yeah. Did you get the dirty Baja?
I got the dirty Baja. Lauren has tried the dirty Baja. Dylan, have you tried the dirty Baja?
Yes.
Yeah, you have tried the dirty Baja. The office likes it. Thumbs up on the dirty Baja Blast. It was not listed on the menu, and I'm like, do you guys have the dirty Baja Blast? And they're like, yeah, we have that. I'm like, great, I'll get one of those.
I don't know if I like it more than a regular Baja Blast.
Yeah, I will say, I think it's yummy. I think Tony would probably really like it. It's definitely sweet. I am not a huge, like, sweet person, but I think it's yummy. A dirty Baja Blast is not Baja Blast with alcohol, as you would guess from the name. It is a Baja Blast with, like, a vanilla, like, cream or syrup or whatever the fuck in it. And it's quite yummy, yes. Someone asks, are you guys going to have a booth at Anthrocon? We are probably, I have no idea. I have no idea. Hang on, I've got a slightly, beep, 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 there we go. I have no clue. I'm hoping that we do, but we have not heard back from them yet. And so we really don't have a solid way to know at the moment.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers are crossed. As soon as we know, you guys will also know. All right. There we go. These babies are sticky stuck. Bloop. Perfect. There we go.
Chevron is going in the same direction as the tail.
Yes. And I think we can do those all in Lux, and then I'll just fancy trim around, blend them into the controller.
Okay.
Have you guys ever worked on an otter head or full suit? No, but I would really like to make an otter full suit in particular. I think their body shapes are really unique, and so I would quite like to do that. Dylan is... Tiny's texting us. That's what all these pings
It's
are.
in my head.
Tiny's texting us.
Yeah, I just have my Siri like, Tiny has sent you a message. I'm like, thanks, dude.
Thanks, Tiny. What am I looking at? I needed to look at the Trello. Yes, we are currently live on Twitch and YouTube, as well as TikTok. And if you are over on TikTok, I highly encourage you to hop on over to Twitch and YouTube. We're going to be there for as long as we can. And you also have a way better view of the office over there.
I'm still doing the tail like you normally do, 1/2, 1/2. That's what I was asking about the control. I wasn't sure how you wanted to start that.
Yeah, just do the rest of the tail like normal.
Okay.
Rest of the tail like normal.
Why am I just now finding out that it's people that make fursuits and not like huge factories?
No, it's little small businesses. Yeah. It's small businesses. Just little guys.
Your Honor, I'm just a little guy. How do your commissions work? Do you want to go through that?
That is a really great question. So, this is ready for scanning.
That's me.
Here we go. So, commissions, we open up quotes a month before we open up commissions. All this preface, we do not have a date for commission openings yet. We're taking a little break before we open commissions and working on some tutorial content before we reopen commissions. But we open our quotes a month before we open commissions, and interested parties can come in and apply for a quote, and they cost $5, and we tell you how much your thingy costs. And then if you are good with the price that we give you, you will apply when our commission form opens. You'll fill out the form and submit the little quote documentation that you got and all of that jazz. And then once you fill that out and then commissions close, they're usually open for about a week. We go through all of the applications that we got and then decide which that we would like to work on, what suits our style, what suits our fancy. And then from there, we select the parties that we'd like to work with. And then we send out emails and be like, hello, congratulations, we want to work with you. And that's it. Do you like paper furries? I think they're pretty neat. All right, there we go. Dylan's got that sweet, sweet fur brushing ASMR.
Sounds real nice.
It does sound really nice over the microphone, though.
Yeah.
We could create a Spilt Grape Soda ASMR channel where it's just us brushing fur and like cutting fabric and stuff. There are some very satisfying like fursuit making sounds.
And you guys are about to get one that is not that. So sorry, vacuum's going
Vacuum
on.
time.
It's gonna be loud.
Do full suits have priority? Not necessarily. Usually we kind of have a few different projects that we'd like to take, and it's 1 or 2 full suits and then like a head and a partial, or we decide to take all partials. We don't have priority for like full suits necessarily. We kind of do what we want to do and what fits into our schedule. But if we take if the entire queue ends up being full suits, we'll take less projects. If the entire queue ends up being heads or partials, we'll take more projects.
All right. Sorry, guys. Pause.
Time to be loud. Though you might be able to hear us over the vacuum. Let me know if you can hear me over the vacuum cleaner. I have no idea. Do you do artistic liberty? Yes, we do offer artistic liberty. It is one of our favorite types of commissions to take. Oh, I can hear. Sick. It's so fucking loud in here. I can't even hear the sound of my own voice. They can hear us over the vacuum. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's nice.
The
Hopefully
noise
it's not
canceling on
too
these
bad.
mics are crazy. Goop. We can kind of hear. A little bit. I saw something about cutting foam being toxic, and I've been scared to try, but maybe... I have never, ever heard of, like, cutting foam being toxic. I think that's made up. Scoot. I gotta make sure that these eyeballs are perfectly aligned. These are our eyeballs, by the way. They're really, really cool, and you can see through them like you would a pair of sunglasses. These are for a personal project that I'm doing, kind of on the back burner, but that is what it looks like looking through our eye mesh. It's pretty crazy. It's like sunglasses, but yeah. No, we love it. It works really, really well for what we need it to do. And that's why the back is painted black, is because it is easier to see through the black side than it is the white side. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, no, our eye mesh is pretty freaking nice. All right, gotta make sure these babies are even. Tilt. Scoot.
Okay, on this piece of fur.
Yes.
On the top of it, it doesn't matter a ton because there's not a lot here, but there is one here, so I tried my best to get the top on this part
Yeah,
here.
that looks great.
And then there was one little snag here on the end because it's on that edge, and it kind of went eh. But besides that, is that about the length you're thinking?
Yeah, this is the length I'm thinking right here.
Okay, cool.
Yep,
cool.
that's great.
Sick.
It was from a YouTube comments on an ASMR channel because the tiny particles, but people sew. So you're probably right. Yeah, I have never heard of that. Like, there is some ways that you can, like, have foam and it is toxic. Like, someone said melting styrofoam. Like, yeah, don't do that, right? But no, like, cutting foam is not, like, a toxic thing. All right, there we go. Set those babies aside. There we go. These are coming together. These are our gamer eyeballs. Look at how cute those are. Gamer dog. Gamer dog. Those are so cute. It's hard to see. There we go. Oh, there we go. Look at how cute that is. That's so cute. Gonna be little gamer dog eyes. Perfect. Hello, you're a huge inspiration to me. Thank you. I appreciate you. You're so sweet. I love teaching stuff. I love helping people learn new things. And I think I am pretty lucky to have a platform to be able to do that on. And I'm glad that I could inspire other people. All right, there we go. Gamer dog eyeballs are ready for fabric prep. Wow. There we go. All right, now we can do some more sanding. Yay, everyone's favorite thing. I finally got my tracking number for Harrow Fabric. Congrats. Congrats. I am still awaiting mine. Who inspired you to start fursuit making? I didn't have, like, a specific inspiration. I knew as soon as I like saw fursuits that I wanted to try making one, but I didn't have like a particular person. Hang on. This is, I'm gonna make Lauren handle this. Lauren, my mom is calling. There we go.
Wow. Just us. Not just us.
Sorry, my mom's trying to do like tax stuff today. And she's like, are you gonna be available? I'm like, I'm gonna be live streaming all day. Hi, Grape's mom. Sometimes she visits the office. You can see her. She comes in like once a week, once every other week. Do you have any pics posted of your first fursuit? Oh, somewhere. But, ooh, mail is here. Dylan. Somewhere, but I don't know where. It's been a while.
I'll be right back for you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
One for you, one for me.
Perfect. I'll be right back.
Other than practice, how do you guys get the fur on the fursuits to look so clean and well done? It's a mixture of how we glue it, how we sew it, and then how we shape it. And we're currently running like a long series on our Patreon right now, going over like every aspect of like making the face for suits, the heads for suits. And I think next month we're gonna do a shaving tutorial. I think that's what next month is going to hold. So that'll be exciting. All right, there we go.
Thank you so much. Perfect. Have a good one.
Thanks, Dylan.
We got our bucket back.
Yay! I missed my bucket. The LA dust. Yes, if you, the classes, we only have like the past class available on Patreon. But you can buy the individual classes on our Patreon store. Furry Bark. Are you a furry? Shout out. I want to work for a small business, but indeed it's a struggle to deal with. Yes, owning a small business is hard. Working for a small business, gaming the system, that's good. That's good. Way easier to work for a small business than to own a small business. Ah! Oh no, I'm throwing things. Ah! Are you guys working on any new suits at the moment? We are working on 4 suits at the moment. 1 head, 1 partial, and 2 full suits. 1 plantigrade and 1 digigrade full suit. Right now, I'm working on putting together all the eyeballs for him. I spent the earlier part of the week patterning all the liners, and I needed a little bit of a break from patterning the liners. And so now I'm moving into prepping the eyes, and once the eyes are all ready to go into the heads, I'll move back to the heads and then do the liners in them, and then install the eyes. How's your Friday? It's a good Friday. It's a poppin' Friday.
Yeah. Busy as usual, but productive. So.
Yes. Dylan is off screen very slightly on TikTok. He is working on shaving right now. And then I am working on prepping some eyes for suits.
Now, so if you're on TikTok, I want to see what I'm doing with all this noise. Come over to YouTube or Twitch.
Yeah, YouTube and Twitch have the wide view of the screen, and so you can see Dylan doing Dylan stuff. Great. When in doubt, restart everything. I'm making my first fursuit. That's so exciting. Is it hard to see through the eyes? I feel like it would be a struggle. That is a really good question. I can show you what it looks like through the eyeballs. That is what it looks like. It's like looking through sunglasses, kind of. Wow, 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 wow. It's pretty easy. It's not that hard to see through them. Some fursuits have definitely like a harder time looking through them. Like you can see from this side, it's like much more difficult to see through the mesh. But from this side, we paint it black on the back, so that way people have an easier time seeing through it when they need to see through it, and not seeing through it when they don't need to see through it. Isn't that cool? It's like night and day. Literally. You guys sell the printed eye mesh as a separate item? Yes. This is our custom printed eye mesh. It is a different mesh than we sell of our like very basic, it's less expensive. We sell 2 different types of eye mesh on our shop. This is our custom printed version, and then we have our mass printed version, which is available at a cheaper price because we outsource the printing. It's done on a different material that's a little bit less expensive, and so it is more accessible to people. And so we have that priced lower, and it comes in the 24 colors and 9 styles, and then oh gosh, 4, technically 5 sizes. But this one is our custom printed option. But yes. Is your Twitch, okay, so we are spilt grape soda, not split grape soda. It is a common misconception. That is why people sometimes struggle to find us, but we are spilt grape soda over on Twitch and YouTube. But don't worry, it is a super common mistake. No need to feel bad. I feel like some people like really dog on people for like misspelling their name, and I think that's kind of fucking lame, but it is a very common mistake that people make with our name, and it is no big deal. There we go. Perfect. Do you hire friends, or how did you find helpers or employees to work with? I only knew 2 of my current 6 employees before I hired them. One has been my best friend since childhood, and the other one was my mom. But my other employees, I did not hire because I knew them. I posted an ad on Indeed for 2 of them. That's how I hired my first 2 employees. I just posted an ad on Indeed for a seamstress assistant, and I hired a couple of people that ended up applying. I interviewed a bunch of people and decided I liked these 2 the best, and that's how I got Dylan and Darby. Lauren was my best friend since childhood, my mom was my mom, and then my other employee, Ani, I reached out to my college and asked them if they would post an ad for me because my office is actually like right down the road from my college, and so it is super duper convenient. And I hired a student that was suggested by my alumni alma mater college's theater department, so that's how I got that college student to be an employee of mine. But yeah, no, most of my employees I did not know before I ended up hiring them. And they're all super cool. Perfect. Are you done yet and ready to get a real life? What do you mean? What do you mean ready to get a real life? Dylan, are you ready to be done and get a real life?
If that is going back to working at like a warehouse, I'm chilling.
So Dylan is not ready to stop all that and get a real life. This is my full-time job, and I have employees and pay taxes. So also
eat
no.
vacuum.
Also no.
Vacuum morning.
Got to talk closer to the mic so that you guys can hear me. Someone asked if we do customs, and the answer is yes, we do, but we're currently not open for commissions at the moment. Another person asks, I bought one of your canine head bases, and I'm super excited to receive it. What do you guys use to carve your foam with? We use X-Acto knives and scissors for like detail blending stuff. Maple Dash says, Dylan, you are very noisy. He is. This is why I hired him. I was like, in the interview, I was like, hey, how noisy are you? And what role do you play in League of Legends? And he said, pretty noisy, jungle. And I said, great, you're hired.
I'm in.
Right now, I am currently working on putting together a bunch of eyeballs for suits that we're working on. So right now I'm kind of setting them aside to dry, and then sanding the edges and the back where I'm going to be adding glue, so that way the glue can better stick to them. Blop. Bloop. Perfect. Will you be at FWA this year? Sadly, we applied and did not get accepted to FWA, so not this year, but hopefully in future years. We would love to go to Georgia. I follow you guys on YouTube and TikTok. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for following us on our variety of platforms. That is such a pretty blue fur. I agree. It is a gorgeous blue fur. Blah, blah, blah. Fur. I don't know. I live in Georgia. I would love to come to Georgia. I would love to come to Georgia. Will you come to Vancouver? I need to figure out what like out of country taxes look like. And once I figure that out, Vancouver is definitely on my radar because it's a hop, skip, and a jump right across the border for us. We're just south of Seattle, so it's super close. It'd be silly not to go. About to follow you on Twitch and watch on my TV instead. Whoa, we're going to be big. We're going to be big and in this person's living room. That's so exciting. And you have a wider view on Twitch. You have a better view on Twitch and YouTube than you do on TikTok. So you can see me on TikTok, which is great and all, but you can also see Dylan on YouTube and Twitch, and he is super cool. I'd love to see you make a deer. We have made many a deer in our time. And technically, we're working on, like, sort of kind of a deer right now. It is a poodoo, and so we're making a poodoo as well.
It's like a tiny deer.
Yeah, tiny deer. Very, like, only this big deer. Someone said, thoughts on Big Z Fabric, because Howl Fabric is always out of stock. We love Big Z Fabric.
Yeah.
Big Z Fabric is actually sponsoring our giveaway that we're hosting on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Twitter for a free pair of feet paws. So if you'd like a free pair of feet paws, check out our giveaway that we're hosting on those platforms. Big Z is sponsoring it. We love Big Z Fabric. We shop with them all the fucking time. We highly recommend them. They're super cool. And they also may be sponsoring our YouTube tutorial content in the future, which would be pretty sick. But that being said, anyone who's been like watching our live content for any length of time knows that even before Big Z like decided to sponsor us, we've been hyping up Big Z for fucking ever.
Yeah.
We love Big Z Fabric. We always use Big Z Fabric. I think this blue and this fur on the cheeks and the chest is all from Big Z Fabric. I think the other stuff is from Howl because we used their teddy fur, and this like dark gray is from Howl. But a bunch of fur on this suit's from Big Z Fabric. We used fur from Big Z Fabric on like the Pride pre-made that we did, like everything. We love Big C. I joined the giveaway. I hope I can win. That would be sick. I don't own feet paws. They're very, very comfy. I love our feet paws. You said the toes can only be beaver fur for the giveaway? Yes, because I don't want to shave fur for giveaway toes. Shaving fur takes a long time. Dylan has been in the background on Twitch and YouTube, and he's just been shaving a small piece of fur for a long fucking time now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to have to do that if I'm giving away feet paws for free, so it has to be in beaver fur. I'm making my first fursuit right now. That is so hype. I'm so excited for you. What kind of critter are you making? I'm going to see Wicked tonight.
Oh, okay.
Against my will, but I am going to see Wicked tonight.
I'm a
but
Wicked hater.
I was baited out to Wicked with the promise of a whiskey bar.
Ooh.
So I'm going to a wine and whiskey bar this evening, and then going to see Wicked.
I'm not about it. I've already seen so much stuff that's annoyed me on like YouTube Shorts and TikTok. I'm a hater.
I know. I think I'm a hater because I've been obsessively inundated with Wicked to a level that is not fun for me. But it's like, it's up my alley. It's stuff that I would like, I think.
I hope you have a good time, though.
I entered the feet paw giveaway. I hope I can win. I also hope you win. I hope everyone wins, but alas, that is not possible. What kind of duct tape do you use for your duct tape dummies? I look for just a heavy-duty duct tape for my duct tape dummies.
This has nothing on it, but I am shaving this one too, right?
I have no idea what that is.
I was told to shave it.
I don't know if I'm shaving it or if you are shaving it.
I think the one you're shaving was set over there. So I'll go double check.
Double check. Because I know there's back of fingers and then front of fingers, and then there's the teddy length shave that I need to do.
I'm shaving this piece as well, right?
No, those are fingers. Yeah, they're gonna be.
Ooh, seeing Hamilton on the 31st.
So
that's exciting. I would really like to see Hamilton.
I was just shaving the
Do you
one
guys
piece.
use PVC
No,
mesh for the eye mesh? We do. We do use PVC mesh. I love it.
And you set that.
We
to the
source
side.
it from overseas because all of the stuff that I can find in the United States is like flabby and shitty, and I hate it because it's so thin. Oh, we got airdropped gamer dog.
And the ones I'm not
Something.
shaving. are
Oh,
here.
gotcha. I'm like, wait, why do we
no.
have that?
Cool.
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to messing around more with this material. It's super cool. All right. Ah. Okay. Ooh, I've been hand sewing paw pads for the last hour. That is labor intensive. Good on you, though. These are eyeballs for my personal suit that I've been kind of back burner working on. They're super cute, and I'm really happy with them.
Ginger snaps?
Yeah, they're for the ginge. Ooh, but they got like a slight scuff. The right eyeball looks fine, but the left one has a scuff. Maybe I should set these aside for now. Yeah, will you see if it wipes off? It's in the pupil of the hazel eye. But with that, we can move back to work on these guys. Ooh, I've been hand sewing 5-finger hand paws as my second paws ever. That's so exciting. How do you source from overseas? Like Alibaba is where we work with manufacturers and stuff. We get a lot of our stock from overseas. It takes a while and involves some pre-planning, and shipping is expensive, but it's worth it. There's just some stuff that's not available in the US at the same quality. There's some stuff that I need to order in bulk that it just does not make sense to order from US suppliers. There's a variety of reasons that ordering from overseas is helpful for our business, which is why stuff like tariffs is going to be really difficult. The fursuit ears, do you guys buy them or make them? I cannot for the life of me how to figure out to make them. We do not make these. We purchased the ears that we're wearing from the ever-talented Anthro Aesthetics.
There are quite a few tutorials on Etsy to make your own animal ears.
Oh, you got it off.
I did.
Yay! Sick.
They want to see the design of your personal suit.
Oh gosh, I don't
You
think
even
I have the
have that?
reference right now. She's really cute, I promise.
I
I promise. You're just gonna have to trust me.
That is 1 o'clock.
Since we're streaming already, we'll go to our normal time, 2.
Okay.
Ah,
You mean 1:30?
oh, or 1:30, whatever it is. I don't remember.
Because I was about to say, we go from 1:30 to 2 for lunch, so I just wanted to make sure.
Sometimes I forgot. Yeah, whatever our normal time is, we'll do it then. And we'll take a break for lunch, and then we'll be back after our lunch break.
She's so cute. Source, trust me, bro.
She's cute, source, trust me. I promise, I promise. I don't know if I have her ref on my iPad. Let me see. Oh, I do. You guys are in luck. Okay, here you go. Here you go. I told you to trust me, and I am an honest creature. Look at her. That's my baby. That's my little guy. She's the best. Her name is Ginger Snap. She's my personal persona. And I'm gonna make her into an animal costume. She's crazy. I'm obsessed with her. It was an email from Streamlabs. I'm like, who's emailing me? Ah, the platform we're using right now.
They're like, hey, you're live.
Hello, did you know you're on the internet? I'm like, I did know that. Thank you, Streamlabs. I know, she's a cutie pie. I love her. I love her. All right, there's that. These are ready to be trimmed. Nip, nip, nip. What do you use to glue the mesh to the eye? We use the forever trustworthy E6000. I love you, E6000, my beloved. Welcome, Potato Dog. Nice to have you. I'm working on my first fursuit ever. Planning to have it ready for first squared in February. Going to buy your pattern for hand paws. Really love how they look. Oh, sick. Are you going to buy our feral style hand paws with the optional dew claw, or are you going to buy our thumb style hand paws? They are both really good options.
Wolfie back with the roses.
Dude, Wolfie, welcome to the party. It's nice to see you. I hope you had a restful evening, and it's nice to have you back. Hi again. Do you need/recommend a duct tape dummy if you're making a fursuit? If you're making a bodysuit, abso-freaking-lutely, you need a duct tape dummy. It's just way easier. Watching this while I work on my Scully. I think that's so cool. I'm glad that you are spending time with us. Having someone to work alongside makes it a little bit easier to get work done sometimes, I find. When I'm not streaming, sometimes if my friends are making fursuits and streaming, I will watch them. But my friends rarely stream. It makes me so sad. I wish they would stream more often. Maybe I gotta bug them and be like, we should stream together. There's been a couple times where I've like live streamed and made suits with, and that was pretty fun. Sky Pro Studios. but they don't stream so much anymore. They kind of have like a flash in the pan stream moment, and then they just stop streaming. It's like, oh, bye forever. Hello, welcome to camera. Could you move the camera? It'd be nice to see what the other beans are up to. You can see what the other beans are up to without me having to move the camera. If you go on to Twitch or YouTube, we are Spilt Grape Soda on both of those platforms. There is a horizontal view of the office rather than vertical. And you can see Dylan doing Dylan's task. And then you can you can see like half of Lauren's torso doing whatever Lauren's doing, so you can see all of the things. Are you going to Anthrocon in Pittsburgh? We are currently waiting to hear back from Anthrocon about the dealers situation. None of the dealers have heard back yet, and we are all anxiously awaiting the decision of Anthrocon. I didn't know you guys streamed elsewhere. I will check it out. Yes, yes, we do not want to lose our beloved TikTok audience. The Supreme Court dropped that decision this morning that the ban on TikTok is, in fact, constitutional, which I think is silly and dumb, but it is what it is. And we have other platforms to bring you the goods on.
All right, vacuum time again.
Vacuum time. Dylan gets to be loud. The thumb style and making an ice cream themed doggo. This stuff has Shiba mix. That's going to be really cool. I can't wait to see that. How do you sew fur for person faces? We use a mix of machine sewing with a straight stitch and then a blanket stitch by hand. The vacuum sounds like a fax machine at times. You know, we have mics that are pretty fancy that we're wearing that have some pretty good like noise cancellation stuff. And so sometimes if a noise is like really, really loud, it makes it sound kind of funny. But it's kind of cool that like I can't hear myself talk when Dylan turns on the vacuum, but you guys can still hear me talk. And I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, these mics are crazy.
Yeah, can you guys hear like Dylan super well when he talks? Because he's wearing the respirator because he's shaving. So how does he sound?
Hello, everyone. How do I sound?
Yes, people can hear you. That's pretty cool. So fuzzy. Grape, I remember a while ago you wanted to study in England. How'd that go? I am having mixed feelings that you asked. So it was about to go super well. I studied through college to be able to be let in to Oxford for a study abroad opportunity in Oxford, England. And I made it. I succeeded. My professors approved, and I got into Oxford. And I was gearing up to go that following spring. And then COVID hit. And that did not happen. And England said, sorry, no study abroad people right now. And I was unable to do the one thing that I had worked all through high school and the entirety of my college career to be able to do, which was really fucking hard. And I think it's one of those things that I don't ever think I'll be able to like get over, because that was like baby Sarah's dream to like go and study abroad at Oxford. So that was pretty hard for me. I did get to like work and have like a class with an Oxford professor online that was like a one-on-one class with an Oxford professor, which is what I would have done with that same professor over in Oxford, but it's, you know, it's like, it's just not the same, you know. It's like I wanted that like cultural study abroad experience that I didn't end up having, which is a real bummer. But instead I said, you know what, it is what it is. It was completely out of my control, which in some ways makes it harder, you know? But I instead decided to look elsewhere for a different, like, study away type of experience as COVID kind of chilled out a little bit, moderately. And I got a ring from Disney and their costuming department, and they said, hey, how do you feel about moving to Florida? And I said, fuck yeah, sign me up. And so I moved to Florida for a semester while I was finishing up college. It was the final semester of my senior year. And I moved to Florida and I worked for Disney's costuming department for a hot second, and I decided I liked doing this for myself more. And so I came back home, I finished up the very tail end of my semester, I got to walk at my graduation in the whole 9 yards. And then I launched into doing this full time. So, you know, blessing and a curse. I think my life would have ended up very different had COVID not happened. I don't think I would be doing fursuit making full time because COVID kind of stuck me at my house and I just listened to all of my lectures and stuff while sewing and making fursuits. And then I got to go and work for Disney's costuming department and like work with Deluxo fursuit, right? But no, it was definitely like a tough, hard thing that I didn't get to go study at Oxford like I always wanted, but it's one of those things that it's like, would I go back and do that differently? Would I have it any other way? Because I do really like what I do for a living now. It's tough. It's a tough question. But all that to say, it didn't happen. Other stuff happened. I went to Oxford online, so I still like went to Oxford, you know. But I made it out the other side. And I'm very happy with where I am in life today and now. What were you studying for? I was a communications major in college. So the cool thing about like Oxford courses is they have like one-on-one classes that you do with an Oxford professor. And I got to work with one of their directors of communications in Oxford. And the cool thing about these one-on-one classes is you kind of like get to design your own course, and you go to the professor and it's like, I really want to learn about this. And every week you have an essay due that's like fucking huge, like 20 pages. Every week you have a 20-page essay due. And it was the hardest course I ever fucking did, and I learned the most I had ever learned. And I got to make the course all about like media and social media's influence on like communication and interpersonal communication, and like the way it affects like people's ability to like socially bond with each other. And so it was super fucking cool. I'm really glad that I had the opportunity that I did. Do I wish it was different? Maybe. I don't know. I definitely will always mourn the lack of a study abroad Oxford experience, but it was out of everyone's control. COVID was a bitch to everybody, and I'm no exception, you know. Is lining a fursuit head necessary? No, not really, but it is kind of one of those creature comfort things. You got any advice for someone that wants to make a protogen from scratch? No, I've never made a protogen before. I would not be able to give you good advice on it. I am so sorry. What about the ears on the Hex-Tech suit? Yeah, we did make the ears on a Hex-Tech suit. We did. Also, I can't wait to see more of your work and see your company break the norm and change the norm of charging so little. I know, it's definitely something that there has been a lot of uproar about on the internet. But if I'm being like perfectly honest with people, we do not make the primary amount of our company's income on making fursuits. They're not that profitable item. They have a very low like profit amount on them. The net to gross is very, very different. We don't profit a lot on our suits, but they get a lot of clicks on the internet and they help us sell our other stuff, which is our fursuit making like DIY items, like our patterns and our head bases and our eye blanks. They're really good advertisement tools for that. So that way I don't have to like come and shove advertisements down my followers' throats all the time, because I fucking hate when I'm following someone and that's all I get all the time. And so I get to do kind of like covert advertising of our products by making pretty costumes. And our products that aren't fursuits are what actually make us the most money. But yeah, no, it's important to charge what you're worth. And I think the value of art is a completely subjective, like, thing, and can only be determined by the people who are willing to purchase it, right? So that is pretty cool. Most artists don't earn as much as people think. Tired of that stereotype / belief. I know, it is a little frustrating. I always kind of see, there's been, oh gosh, this mom floating around on my For You page for a little while that she's so sweet, and her daughter wanted to make fursuits, and her daughter's something like 14 or 13 or some shit, and she's so supportive and nice, and everyone in the comment section is like, oh my gosh, your daughter is gonna make bank by being a fursuit maker. And it's like, no, she's not. Nobody does. Nobody makes bank. I think there is like the very high echelon of fursuit makers that is less people that I could count on one hand, right? That like make really fucking solid money making fursuits for a living, and just fursuits and nothing else. No merchandise, no DIY stuff, no content, no nothing. There is like less than 5 people who can do that. One of them being like Zuri Studios, who auctioned off a costume and it sold for like $80,000. That person making money. Everybody else, like, not so much, man, right? There is not like the secret crazy gold mine and you're gonna become a multi-millionaire by making animal costumes. I do it because I love it, right? I have this job and I have employees because my employees also love it. It's like, I'm not in this to like roll in it. If I was in it if I was like looking for a job to like swim in money like Scrooge McDuck, I'd be using my degree like a normal person.
Also, what is that thing where people are like, oh, artists get so much money now? Do we not remember like the whole starving artist?
I mean, like, that trope applies to some artists and less to other artists, but
Like, get this uproar.
but I think there's just a lack of understanding of the idea of like net versus gross profit, you know? And net profit means like what I take home at the end of the day after like expenses and everything. Gross profit is like how much money I took in without like expenses coming out, right? So net profit is like what I actually make, right? And it's really not that much money.
I think a lot of people also are just confused with so many layers of how the process works. People don't realize how expensive taxes are, and people don't realize like how much money has to go and be put up front before you can start making money on things. And also, a lot of people are really young, so if I see a big number like $8,000, and then I see that there's only 3 people on the screen right now, and I go, man, each of those people made like $2,000 or $3,000, you know, and yeah, I can see. It's just, I think a lot of people just don't understand the scope of everything.
Yeah, and it's hard to. It's like,
Especially
when
if
I
you're
was
young.
a kid, I drove past car dealerships and I'm like, how the fuck am I ever going to be able to afford a car? And now, like, just a few months ago, I paid off my first ever car that I've been paying on for years. And it's like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Sailaroo said, your family tree is a circle. I think you should not talk unkindly about yourself like that. I've been considering getting into making. What does someone make minimum in a year with success? That is a very, very impossible question to answer because there is no like set way that people make fursuits. And different people make different amounts of money because different people charge different things and take a different amount of time. So unfortunately, I cannot answer a question like that. All right. There we go. Will you try it on for me? We have videos of this suit on a person on our page if you want to check them out. But it's a whole thing to like get it off the mannequin, and so not right now, but you can see videos of it on our page. What do you guys use to attach the mesh to the eyes? The mesh gets attached to the eye blanks after sanding with E6000. I love this stuff. It's fantastic. Are your commissions open? They are not open. Our commissions are currently closed. You guys have a Twitch? Yes, we do. It is Spilt Grape Soda.
We're gonna need more emerald
We're gonna need more emerald?
because this is all I got.
Okay.
So, I think we used it for a couple of barrels.
Yeah, probably. Oops. Those markings are gorgeous. Is it a commission or a personal suit? This was a pre-made that was purchased very, very shortly after MFF this year. And right now, we held onto it because we don't like to ship pre-made suits over the holiday, or ship any suits during the holiday season to avoid the risk of like holiday mail getting lost, because we do have a lot of packages get lost over the holiday. And so we always encourage our clients to wait until post-holiday. But right now we're just working on getting the feet paws finished up for it, because the client also ordered feet paws to match. And once they're all done, then it will get shipped. It will be shipped to its new home. I bought your feet paw pattern. 1 foot is done so far, and the thumb style hand paws are amazing. I am so glad that you like them. That piece is stunning. Do you do bovines? We do bovines. We do all of the creatures. My parents say I need to know how much a fursuit maker makes before I make it my job. That is on you. That's on you. The only one that can determine how much a fursuit maker makes is your dedication to the craft and your ability to make money.
Owning a business is a lot harder than you think it is.
Yes. How long does it take to complete? We can generally complete like a partial suit in anywhere from 250 to 300 hours.
Getting into fursuit making is just started as a hobby. Make a tail. Buy a pattern, make a tail.
Right. Ah. That's so many hours. Yeah, different techniques take more or less time. We found employing more time-consuming techniques, people tend to like enjoy the visuals more from like what those time-consuming techniques produce. And so we opted, instead of like quickening our process and going with like faster techniques, we decided to use these slower techniques and just charge accordingly for them. And it's found success. We've upped our prices like mid this year. And every single suit that we've had for these higher prices with these more complicated techniques have sold for really good money and super duper fast. And so we will continue to do that. I would suggest taking a small business class if one wants to try that route. Yes, definitely take small business classes if you are interested in being self-employed. What was the weirdest animal you made into a fursuit? Probably an okapi. I've made an okapi before, and that was a lot of fun. Alpha Foxy Wolf, just because you asked me to try it on so many times, I will not try it on. I'm a hater. It's your birthday today? Happy birth. Is making a bodysuit really intimidating to do? I'm kind of scared to start bodysuits. I think Digi is definitely difficult, but like plantigrade bodysuits are not difficult. Hell yeah, haters assemble. Thank goodness. I'm a hater, you're a hater, we'll all be haters together. Did the Husky sell at Anther Northwest? I thought I saw it sell there. He sold before Anther Northwest, this one right here, if this is the suit that you're talking about. He sold before Anther Northwest, but we weren't mailing him out until post-holiday shipping craziness. And so he came to Anther Northwest as a table decoration. Did you guys have a good time at Anther Northwest this year? I absolutely had a good time. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad you enjoyed my panels. Thank you for coming.
What panels did you go see? Which one?
All right, there we go. Scuffing up those sides. Have you ever made a protogen? No, but we would like to soon. We're kind of working on it in the background.
I'm trying to get an amputation. Would it be easier to make a suit with a prosthetic or without?
Honestly, I don't think it would be like harder one way or another. It's just about what you prefer.
I mean, it boils down to, do you want to wear your prosthetic more in suit or not in suit?
What would be the best material to line your suits? Depends on the piece. We use all sorts of different materials to line different pieces of the suits. And where are your favorite places to get faux fur? We really like Big Z Fabric and Howl Fabric as our favorite places. I swung by the sewing, and so you want to be a first to maker panels. I learned so much, and I'm excited to start. I am so happy that you caught those panels. Those ones were a lot of fun. Wow. Oh, I'm glad that you came. Thanks for visiting. Yes, we will be off for about 30 minutes to have our lunch break, and then after those 30 minutes, we will be back on. But we have 5 minutes until we take a little breaky break. So right now we guarantee everything but the head is machine washable. I'm like 90% sure that the head is machine washable, but I haven't tried it yet, so I can't say that our heads are machine washable. But as far as like what do we do special to make them machine washable, it's about just the quality of our seams that make them machine washable. Not really anything else.
And then what's for lunch? I'm having a cup noodle.
I'm having continuing working through the lunch break. That's what I'm having for lunch. I'm the boss. I can do what I want. Do you guys switch all the jobs that you do, or do you always make the heads and the other might do paws? So there's definitely things that we all like specialize in and will primarily work on. Like I primarily work on heads and stuff. Lauren does a lot of the sewing of different parts. Dylan does shaving and base casting. And Darby will like cut and sew like material as well. But a lot of the stuff we kind of work together on. Eat foodstuffs. I had a late breakfast, so it's kind of the same as having an early lunch. I just don't get that hungry. My body is very small, and it cannot fit that many snacks in it. What is the best place to follow you if the TikTok ban goes through? Right now, it is in fact looking like the TikTok ban will go through, so I highly recommend that you guys check us out on Twitch and YouTube if you like our streaming like stuff. But also we are on Blue Sky and Twitter and Instagram. We also have a Pinterest and we have a Facebook page. And right now we're actually running a giveaway on our Twitter, Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky for a free custom set of feet paws. So if that sounds something like you're interested in, I definitely suggest that you take a little peek at those social medias and enter. It's going to be a lot of fun. I believe it ends in 2-ish weeks. I believe it ends on the 29th. So you still have time to enter if you haven't already. What are your opinions on closing TikToks? I'm curious because this is crazy. Cosmic Cosmos, thank you for the follow. I super appreciate you. It's definitely sad. You know, it's one of those things where it's pretty fucking shit. For like a lot of small businesses and stuff. Dylan is more informed on the like actual efficacies and like the Supreme Court decisions and everything and the arguments being made than I am. So if he like wants to speak on that, he's more than welcome to.
Supreme Court looked at it, deemed that the bill that will be banning TikTok absolutely does not go against the First Amendment. And so the Supreme Court is there to uphold the Constitution. The Supreme Court said, Constitution's being upheld. That's about it all on that. We have some weird stuff happening in the background because Trump's involved. And Trump is saying that he has a plan to save TikTok.
Trump says
and
a lot of
Trump
stuff.
also said that at the end of the day, it all comes down to what I say, which is
I don't think that's
tyrannical behavior.
well, it's scary and weird, but kind of is true.
Oh, is it?
I mean,
I thought the Supreme Court kind of had like the last say.
yeah, but whose Supreme Court is it?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, who has the majority of the seats?
All right. Well, on that note, that is our alarm for our lunch break. So we are going to be off for 30 minutes, and then we will be right back. So we will see you after we've had a little treat.
See you guys in a bit.